Well, you've joined us today on the fantastic River Maas. And to be honest with you, I cannot wait for this. We've been told on good authority that this is the place to come if we want to catch a good net of roach and hopefully some bream as well. So we've got here this morning. I've spent a bit of time putting some bait out, really filling it in. This is a river that's full of fish, and as a result, we've really got to plough that bait in to attract the bigger fish. So this video is about my approach on a venue that I've never fished before. I have fished in Holland for many years, but I've never fished this river. So I'm going to run through the tackle that I'm using, how I'm going to be feeding the peg, and hopefully we'll catch some fish and have a great day's fishing. This is extreme fishing abroad, where you need the right tackle, you need the right approach, especially whether you're pleasure fishing or you're in a match, to get an accumulative weight and have a great day's fishing. So let's talk about the rod that I'm using. I'm using the AERO X7 13-foot distance feeder. Now, it's not just about distance, and this is why we're here today on the River Maas, to show that this rod's not just for method work on commercials or bream fishing on a lake, but it's easily suitable for when you come to these kind of venues and you're catching roach and bream or targeting anything when it comes to river fishing. It's a lovely rod. It's got loads of power in the butt. We've spent a lot of time getting the right action of this rod so it's compatible whether you're on a natural venue or you're commercial fishing. Loads of power for casting and a beautiful playing action, and today is the perfect example of why you need a good playing action. We're fishing for roach and we need the right action to ensure that we're not going to bump fish on the strike and the retrieve. And also, we're fishing a river that's full of predators, so it's quick fishing where you need to get that fishing quick in order to reduce the chance of predators taking the roach or whatever fish you're bringing back on the retrieve. The 13-foot rod for this particular peg and this part of the river is absolutely perfect. I'm fishing in about 10 foot of water, and the 13-foot allows me to pick the line up nice and quick. It comes with 3 quiver tips, a 3 ounce, a 2.5 and a 2 ounce, and I'm using the 2.5 ounce because this particular stretch of the river is it's kind of like it's hardly got any flow. So with a 2.5 ounce tip, it's perfect. Let's talk about the reel. As you can see, it's had a bit of wear and tear today up to now. That's what fishing's all about. I'm feeding a lot of bait and I need a reel that allows me to be positive with my fishing. So I'm using the Ultegra XTC 5500. It's a proper workhorse. The torque on this reel is ridiculous, which means that when I'm chucking a big feeder out like what I am today, I'm putting loads of bait through that feeder, I'm retrieving fishing on a regular basis. I need a reel that's going to withstand all that pressure, and this is the boy. This is absolutely awesome. As you can see, it's got an awesome line lay which aids the casting as well. It's just a really good all-round reel, whether you're method feeder fishing or in this kind of situation on a natural water. I've got 012 creaky braid. Now, because we're fishing for roach, I want a direct braid. That ensures that I'm hitting bites, my bites are getting magnified on the quiver tip. It speeds up the process, and in return, you're going to catch loads more fish. I have actually got a shock leader on, and that's just going to aid the casting and the durability and the abrasiveness of the cast and the process, what I'm going through, where I'm casting maybe twice a minute. You know, that's how many fish I've been catching today. So let's talk about the business end now. As you can see, I've got a bullet feeder. This is a feeder land feeder on a really, really simple setup. I've got it on a running boom, a number 6 stop with a twizzle boom like that. As you can see, that protrudes the hook length away from the feeder with an 020 hook length, long tail. I'm fishing for roach on the drop, and I've got a size 8 hook, and I'm putting a single grain of corn on a size 8 hook, and that has been working brilliant today. Literally, I reckon within 30 seconds, if I haven't had a bite, I'm bringing my feeder back. Really, really aggressive setup. So if I do hook a bream, and hopefully if we carry on feeding, some bream may arrive, I'm going to get whatever I hook out, hopefully. You don't know on these venues what you're going to hook, so you have to use the right tackle accordingly. So let's talk about the bait now. I've ran through all my setup, really simple but positive. So let's go through my bait preparation and how I'm feeding my peg. We're on the River Maas caught a load of roach still, and it just goes to prove you really need to constantly put that bait out because it's just vanishing. There's so many fish out there. So having the right mix is really important. So what I'm doing is I'm using Dynamite River and also Brown Crumb. Now the beauty about River, Silver X River, it's a really good binder. I want my ground bait really claggy, so when my feeder hits the bottom, I know my bait is emptying out in that area. That's going to help concentrate the feed and get the bigger fish in the peg, and that's exactly what's happened today. I've not had any bream, but I've had a really good stamper roach, and I'm sure that contraption, the mix what I've used, has made a big difference. So let me just show you the mix. As you can see, it's absolutely rammed with particles. I want to try and get them bigger fish in the peg, and by putting particles through sweet corn and casters is the only way of doing it. Maybe a bit of hemp would work as well, but today I've just fed casters and corn and it's worked really well. Single grain on a really big hook. So here as well, I've just got a few single grains in a tub, and I've gone through a lot of ground bait. I've constantly had to top this tub up and constantly feed with a really big feeder, and it's made a big difference. So really simple approach, but very effective at the same time. I think we can call this the last fish of the day. And what an awesome fish. And to be honest with you, I'd say the average stamp's been this size. What a fantastic venue. I've caught loads of roach with this stamp. Never experienced this in England anymore, so it's been an absolute pleasure. So I hope you've learned loads of hints and tips today on how to tackle these kind of wild waters in Europe and sometimes in England as well if you're lucky enough. So until next time, tight lines.